Welcome back to House of MMA. Today we're diving into a wild batch of stories. Michael Bisping just crowned Ilia Topuria's hands Olympic level. Jose Aldo makes a jaw-dropping confession about beating Merab without wrestling training. And Khamzat Chimaev's sparring war in Dubai got so intense, it left the cage. We've also got updates on Justin Gaethje, Jon Jones firing back online, and Kayla Harrison clapping back at none other than Demetrious Johnson. Let's get into it. Khamzat Chimaev's intense training culture just went nuclear. According to his coach Merab, what started as a normal sparring session in Dubai between Khamzat and a Dagestani Thai boxer turned into a full-on brawl. And it didn't stop in the cage. It reportedly spilled outside the gym, drawing attention from people nearby. And yes, it's all on video. While this isn't the first time we've heard about Khamzat's all gas no brakes mentality in training, this incident feels different. The fact that his own camp is leaking footage and details, that's raising eyebrows. Fans are questioning whether Khamzat's gym culture has gone too far. Sparring hard is one thing, turning it into a backyard style fight is another. Either way, it's another wild chapter in the Chimaev saga. Michael Bisping isn't just impressed with Ilia Topuria, he's calling his boxing Olympic level. In a recent analysis, Bisping said Topuria's striking is so crisp, clean, and calculated, it's exactly what you'd expect from an Olympic coach's top student. He broke it down. Topuria keeps a tight guard, chin tucked, footwork balanced, and never overcommits. He feints, he moves, he calculates. When he throws, he doesn't just swing, he sets traps, mixing levels and finishing combinations with precision. His game is less about taking risks and more about surgical execution. Bisping wrapped up his thoughts with a bold prediction that Topuria will beat Charles Oliveira at UFC 317, and after that, he sees Ilia going straight after either Islam Makhachev for a legacy-defining showdown or Paddy Pimblett for a massive fan-frenzy fight that could blow up online. What do you think? Can El Matador run through Oliveira and shake up the division? In a jaw-dropping interview with MMA Jose Aldo revealed he hadn't trained wrestling for 5 years, not even a little, before fighting Merab Dvalishvili, and yet he stuffed every single one of Merab's takedowns. Let that sink in. One of the best grapplers in the UFC went 0 for 16 trying to get Aldo down, and Aldo did it purely off muscle memory and timing. No drills, no camps, just instincts and IQ. Aldo also addressed his recent loss to Mario Bautista, not blaming skill or damage, but decision-making. He said he chose to stay in the clinch, knew Bautista couldn't take him down, and admits that strategy backfired. In his own words, it's one of the fights he regrets the most, alongside his bout with Volkanovski. Justin Gaethje is finished being the UFC's go-to chaos merchant, at least without proper reward. On a recent podcast with the Makeshift Project, Gaethje said the UFC literally came to his house and begged him to take the Max Holloway fight at UFC 300. He said yes, gave us a war, but now he wants his title shot, or he wants to be paid. Gaethje is not mincing words. He's 3-1 in his last 4. He KO'd Dustin Poirier, and Islam Makhachev wanted to fight him before vacating. Instead, the UFC booked Oliveira versus Topuria and left Gaethje hanging. Now he's saying no more freebies, no more barn burners for exposure. Unless the belt or a fat check is on the line, don't bother calling, as the MMA community eagerly waits to see who Jon Jones will fight next. The UFC heavyweight champ hasn't stayed quiet. Instead, he's clapping back at fans online. Jones recently engaged with supporters and critics on social media. One passionate fan from Botswana praised him, saying, "You're the GOAT, Mr. Jones. No amount of hate from people who don't even know how to wear gloves will change that." Jones replied with gratitude, "Thank you so much, my brother. Inspiring people across the globe is one of the greatest honors I could receive. Being called the GOAT is amazing, but for me, the real legacy lies in how many lives I can positively affect." Not all interactions were positive, though. Like many before him, one fan accused Jones of avoiding a fight with Tom Aspinall, saying, "The GOAT doesn't dodge the interim champ and avoid unifying the belts. Until you step up and fight Tom, you're out of that conversation." Jones didn't hold back, sarcastically replying, "As you stand there waving your magic wand, LOL. Another supporter jumped in to defend the former light heavyweight king. "People forget you're the best troll in MMA history. We love you, John." Jones responded humbly, "I've never claimed to be the best, but for some reason, I keep ending fights with my hand raised." Jones also gave fans his current GOAT list when asked again about his all-time top 5. His picks? I'd go with myself, Anderson Silva, Georges St-Pierre, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and honestly, it changes depending on the month, but I'll add Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson too. Kayla Harrison's dominant win over Juliana Pena at UFC 316 earned her the bantamweight title, and immediately sparked talk of a massive clash with Amanda Nunes. But not everyone is sold on that matchup just yet. Among the skeptics is former flyweight champ Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. After Johnson expressed doubt about whether facing Nunes was the right move for Harrison, the Olympic judo gold medalist fired back. Speaking with MMA Junkie, Harrison responded to Johnson's comments by saying, "I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. He gets paid to give his opinions, so fair play to him. I live my life out loud, so there's a lot of room for people to have their own thoughts and speculate or comment on my life and my choices. But I think that it's important for people to know that I do believe in myself, and I think it's important for people to know that it's okay to believe in yourself. Like, how dare you tell me to think less of me? I'm the greatest, and I'm going to prove it." She also took to social media to address the situation with a short but sharp message. "Big fan of Mighty, bigger believer in myself." The potential showdown between Harrison and Nunes is even more intriguing because of their shared history at American Top Team. Although they were never official rivals at the time, Nunes eventually left ATT once it seemed a Harrison fight might be on the horizon. When asked by MMA Fighting about Nunes' decision to leave the gym and whether they trained together, Harrison clarified, "No, we were not main training partners. We weren't in the same promotion. We weren't in the same weight class. I always made myself readily available. I made it very clear that if you ever need a drilling partner, you need a punching bag, you need anything." And Mike Brown knew that. Amanda knew that. Everyone knew that. But we trained not a lot. That was okay. I see Dustin Poirier and Dakota Bush and Grant Dawson and Mateus Gamrot and all these guys training together every day, leveling up, leveling up. So for me, it's like, we might fight someday, but let's level up. Let's go. But we didn't train a lot, and I'm okay with that. That was her choice.
Charles Oliveira has been dropped by just about everybody that he's fought. What happens when you go up against a dude that's knocking people out, not TKOing people, knocking people out cold like Ilia Topuria? Ilia Topuria goes high-low. He can go to the body. He can go up top. We saw him one time at 155 pounds where he did get hurt, but the matador in him, he came back and he ended up knocking him out. Charles Oliveira is the bigger fighter, taking down Michael Chandler, taking down Justin Gaethje with those beautiful double legs. Charles Oliveira is the guy that has to make those adjustments. If not, it's going to be the double champ. It's going to be Ilia Topuria securing himself as a 2-division world champion.
All right, fight fans, that's all for today's stacked roundup. From Topuria's meteoric rise to Kayla Harrison's bold self-belief, the road ahead in the UFC is looking explosive. But now it's your turn. Drop a comment below. Can Ilia steamroll Charles Oliveira? Did Gaethje get played by the UFC? And is KHAMZAT'S gym crossing the line? Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to House of MMA for your daily dose of fight game fire, and we'll see you next time with more heat from the Octagon.